All right. Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host Ozzy, and today we're playing Football Manager. It's actually a game that I've been playing for over a decade now, and I haven't moved on to FM26. If any of y'all have played FM, y'all know what's going on with the controversy between them not releasing FM25 and FM26 coming out to a bunch of bugs, a new UI system. But we're not going to worry about that today. We're actually enjoying a save right now that, as you can see, is in 2065. I've actually created a new coach and forgot to make him younger. So he is a spry 71-year-old man. I enjoy playing deeper into a save because, I don't know, just seeing all the new gens and just seeing the evolution of the game world, that's one of the most interesting parts to me about Football Manager. So I'll give you a tour of the team. You can see I'm playing Gateshead. I've been here for about 4 years. I haven't decided if I want to make this into a Journeyman or if I want to stay with Gateshead. We'll kind of just play that out. And got my Continental B license, studying for a Continental A license. Hopefully in the next couple of months that'll pop up and get some more reputation so I can get better jobs. And if we look at our time, I don't like the timeline. It's too confusing, but let's see on job history. As you can see, I got my first job with Gateshead. We've been here for 4 years, and it's been a pretty eventful 4 years. The first year we were in the Vanarama National League North, and we were predicted to get relegated, and it was a rough season indeed. I couldn't turn over the squad as much as I wanted to. We did what we could with the guys who were there. But as you can see, the next year we started getting into better form, coming in 5th, and we made it to the playoffs. I believe we made it to the final game. Let's see here. That would have been last year. So we made it to the final game and lost to Doncaster in extra time. It was quite rough, but as you can see, we were going pretty good at the end of that year, and it catapulted us into a great year in our 3rd year. And that was when I started getting all the guys that fit my system. We started having the same squad, match in, match out, and it raised the team cohesion, and we came out with a pretty good year. We ended up winning the Vanarama National League North, and I think we won it by quite a bit. We were pretty good that year, last year. Yep. So 116 points. Still didn't, wow. Silly Hill Moors scored 114 goals to my 113, and I thought we were pretty dang good, which our goal differential was pretty good. Our defense was 2nd best. Yeah. 2nd best and 2 different. At least we came in 1st, and by a lot. That was a pretty fun year. And then as you can see this year, we have been riding the high off of being crowned champions of the Vanarama National League North. Yes. And we we are currently in second place on 90 points. Goal differential is the same as our first place team, Barnet, who we actually are playing in our final game of the season. Let's get that forward. And whoever wins this becomes champions of the Vanarama National League. We've had a pretty good year. Let's see, what can I... Let's go to the start. So we started coming out with all the variety of spectrum that you can get in soccer game. A win, a draw, and a loss. Then we started getting on a pretty good tear. And then my goalkeeper got hurt. And I'll show you the team in a couple minutes, but my goalkeeper got hurt, I believe, was it? Yeah, in the Dagenham Regnum game, Redbridge? Yes, Dagenham Redbridge game, and as you can see, it sent us into free fall. I ended up signing a guy just to see if I could cover him, but he then proceeded to, in the first league match, pull a 5.9, so I cut him pretty much right the day after. But sometimes you gotta be ruthless like that to get to the lofty heights, and as you can see, after our goalie came back, yeah, I had to play him hurt in that game. But as you can see, when he came back, we started finding our form again, dropped to Barnet, so hopefully we can turn the tides this time. But at first, when this losing streak, I thought we were just a mid-table team, and it was against, I think, mainly top half teams. So I was thinking we were mid-table at best, and then we started really finding our form. And then we're actually not coming into the greatest form coming into this game. I kind of have been messing around. We've been guys that have been trying to find fitness, haven't been able to find it, and I've been trying to rest for this coming up game. But let's introduce you to the squad. How do we want to do this? We'll just go from the reserves to the bench. We'll start with Elias Orn Asbergson. He actually is a pretty, I think, as of right now, he is the most tenured. No, there's another one, but he is a stalwart in the side, as you can see, in the Vanarama, in the North National League. I don't know, the Vanarama National North. He really found his form during that, and came out with almost over 50. No, he came out with almost 50 assists in 2 years, and he really catapulted us to the top of the league. We found him out of Leeds, and that is a reoccurring theme in this team, finding guys from the finding guys from the Premier League that aren't quite good enough to stick around as guys that can help their team, but they can definitely help ours. So the next one we will go to is Jose Luis, a Brazilian defender who we're actually been using him as a defensive midfielder and cover on the for central defender. But He's one of those guys that at the start of the season I needed some cover for my midfielder, defensive midfielder, because I had both my guys leaving over the summer, and he actually started at the start of the season and has slowly been phased out by a couple of players we will get to. Liam Watkins is a rotational goalkeeper, and he actually stepped up when our starting goalkeeper was out with injury, and he did an okay job. He did a terrible job, but we didn't have anyone else, and so I thank him for stepping up at a good time. And next we'll move on to John McComb, a Northern Irish international who had moved over from the Crusaders in the North Irish leagues. Looks like he had spent most of his time over in the North Irish leagues, and he was an integral part to us winning the Vanarama North. He came in with 3 assists from the fullback position, which is one of the reasons I got him. I needed a more offensive depth option, or I needed a more offensive starting option when we signed him. But he has slowly been phased out, and it looks like he will be leaving during the summer, but we are glad to have him in the meantime. Ian Anderson was another one of those guys that in the Vanarama North, he played an integral part as our left back, and as you can see, he has over 50 caps for our starting team. And he did an alright job, but as you can see, he was not an offensive option. That has led him to being a bench option just in case injuries. And he has not been able to find the field yet. Another rotational option is Dave Glover, an English international from starting out at God, always stumble Leicestershire, Leicester. I'm a country boy from Arkansas. You're gonna have to give me. I love soccer, but you're gonna have to give me some times on some names and all that, or you're just gonna have to put up with some hick pronunciations. But he has came over from spent a little bit of time and all over the UK. And he has found himself a not very stable home in our midfield, and he's just a good defensive option that I needed at the when did I get him? Did I get the start of the season? I believe I got him towards the end when I needed just some more cover options. Tom Brown is another one of those rotational options that has actually put in a couple good moments for us and has won us a couple of games. As you can see, he is a central midfielder, English, from Burnley, another almost top flight English team. He had gotten a couple starts in the Sky Bet League 1 and now has became a rotational option who is finding himself a little bit of a spot in the team. I don't know if he'll make it past, which he has a contract into next season. And Billy Jack. This is one of our guys who we found him early, and he had lots of untapped potential, and he's one of those guys that he just performs well when I put him out there. Great mental attributes, okay technical. He's not the most physically impressive guy out there, but he came from Morecambe, where he did not make very many starts, but he ended up starting for us on loan, and as you can see, he turned in about 28 goal contributions in 41 games, and he was one of those that really helped us win. And so I ended up snapping him up on a free. Or no, he did not help us win. He helped us get into the he helped us get into the playoffs that year, and so I snapped him up on a free, and he ended up taking a back seat because, excuse me, he ended up taking a back seat to one of our other signees in that season, but he had turned in a great performance, and the step up has been a little bit too much for him. I haven't been able to put a lot of trust into putting him out there, but when I have put him out there, he has done a good enough job. Ali Bates is a Scottish international that has been just a rotational option. I have not played him yet. Dawson Masterson, a rotational fringe player that is making way too much money and who will not be on the books next year going into next season. I picked him up, and he's another one of those former Premier Division guys, youth guys, that even when I picked him up, he just didn't perform every time I gave him a chance, so I just stopped giving him chances, and we recruited over him. Adam Woodward is actually a integral part who, okay, physically he's very good for National League, mentally pretty good, technical not the greatest, but he, as you can see, will just be, he is the most tenured member of our squad since I've gotten here, and he has definitely earned it, and he has earned his contract, which I gave him about mid-season. The only thing is, well, he is starting to get outclassed, and after what I thought was he was going to take some great form, and even in the north he started going down, but we had another scoring option, Mbaba Keita, which we already sold off for 200,000. Let's see if I can show him transfer history. Mbaba Keita, as you see, heading absolute monster, model citizen. I hated to get rid of him, but he was not performing and started kicking up a fuss when I was giving more playing time to people who were performing. But in the Vanarama North, he gave us a great return of 34 goal contributions in 46 games, and catapulted us when Adam dipped a little bit in form, but Adam still started performing at the start of the season. He had scored, I think it was about in 20 games, 14 goals. And as you can see, he has dipped hard, throwing in a few assists to stay around the team, and I ended up just giving him a contract because he will be a good rotational option to take wherever we need. Wes Taylor is one of the only loans that I could find, as we still have not caught up with reputation-wise with our league, and will not, even if we probably win the league this year, and be interesting to see. But Wes Taylor, a good inside forward option for my tactic. Crazy flair, not the fastest, has great finishing for the league, and a good passer. And he has given us an alright return, 11 goals, 7 assists, in 41 games. And he has been fighting for starting position with a guy who has started to run away with it. Owen Donnelly. Great passing, great vision, great flair, great first touch, athletically good enough to be in the league, off the ball good enough, and just never happened for him. I gave him plenty of games. I gave him about over 30 games, and he just did not perform for me with guys that I would put in his position. Really disappointing, that one. Augustin Cruz, an English international that we had gotten from Northampton, or actually at the time Carlisle. and we brought him on a free, and he was very good in Vanarama North, chipping in 8 assists, 1 goal, helping us to win the league that year. And this year, the step up, he has been a consistent starter, but has started to go down the last few, and I needed to find a better option in the summer, which I did. Lork Minga, a DR Congolese international that we found from Liverpool, one of our better acquisitions, which I believe Adam Woodward's another Liverpool trainee, and so Liverpool has been very good to us. Lork Minga is a very technically sound for this division, very athletically gifted, can't jump very well, but it's okay. You don't need to jump that bad when you get in good position. And we found him the year prior, and he has been a stalwart starter, which he has not been having the greatest season, but I'm still hoping he will turn good because his profile is still someone who can play in this league and the next. Alright, now Cameron Mitchell is actually one of those guys that I signed. I actually did not know this. He is another Liverpool Academy player, but had dropped down to Huddersfield and had played sparingly in the championship, which is still pretty good. But when I first got him, Adam Woodward had been playing so good that I just didn't want to disrupt, and so I kept trying to find him places, kept trying to play on the right, play him out on the left, inside forward, and he had done all right, but he's starting to come good as Adam Woodward has not been finding the form. As you can see, he is a very technically gifted striker, except the first touch. His off the ball is 13, which is great. Composure at a 15, anticipation at 11, and then he's got a good enough physical profile for the league. And he has given us a 21 goal contribution in 38 games, 24 starts, and he has actually been putting in the goals the last few games. Let's see if 2 goals, and then he had a couple off games against. We just had some really rough time the last 3 games. But he has about, what is that? 7 goals in about as many games. Or I can see up here 14 and 20, which is a great return, which was Woodward. He has scored 0 goals in 10. It has been a rough time for him. And now we are moving on to our inside forward. I guess we can go to the screen so I can show you now. Here's our formation. It is a 4-1-1-3-1, which it just ends up being a 4-2-3-1. But sometimes I need to find a better guy for this because I like to drop him as a halfback, but he has not been performing well, and that way it ends up turning into a 3-2-1-3-1, kind of. That's kind of how we like to play in possession. That's how I'm trying to build this team. Alright. So, had to get that. We'll talk about a little bit of our passing space because we have some quick athletes on the side. slightly higher tempo, fairly wide, so we can get spread out the defense and then get our inside forward and our winger some space to work with the ball, work in the box. I don't know. I feel so weird if I don't have that on, because then every shot that is not inside the box, I feel like they could have done it inside the box. We're a good counter-attacking team, especially in this game today where Barnet outclasses us. We have been exceeding expectations. Excuse me, I'm gonna get a drink real quick. All right, and in the inside left forward position, John McKinnon. McKinnon. Inside forward, not the most flashy guy, but great physicals for this league. Consistent, 14 pace, 14 agility, 14 balance, 13 acceleration. I have a very composed squad. I have another 15 composure of them, and which kind of makes sense because in the last few games we've been going down, and this team has a pretty good knack of coming back when they when you think it's all said and done. Which does he want? We are going to see what we can get done here. How much are you making out? That's a lot, man. Can we get you down to that? A little $750 per week? Huh? A little relegation release cost? I'll give you an unused sub fee because I can. Goal bonus. You're giving us the goals, I don't care. And then how about I give you 5%? How about no? Okay. Can I get you down to $850? No. About 900, and then that. A little bit more there. Come on, brah. 950. That's it. And if you get 10 international, I will bump you up to that. You think you can get it? Nope. Okay. We'll talk later. Don't hate me. Carl Davies has actually been the guy that is the reason why Ewan Donnell has not been playing. And he's a guy that for the past 2 years, he has proven me wrong multiple times. I've tried to recruit over him, but he keeps teaching me why I shouldn't. And I think it's because he is a great mental monster. Not great physicals, has some great natural fitness, not great technicals, is very average for this league, but the flair, the leadership, off the ball, teamwork, vision, decisions, all great. And as you can see, it has given us consistency. Let's hope for a little bit of that today. And I don't know, he will be a guy that he is on a free contract or a by appearance contract, which is great value for us. So I think we will just keep him until he decides he needs to go somewhere else, or he stays in our pocket forever. Just a little pocket Carl Davies. Yep. Where did he come from? Came from Mansfield, Sky Bet League 1. Made a couple appearances, a few. Nothing too major. Has found himself a nice home here at Gateshead. And so with Elias? Yep, Elias Oren Orn Asbergson not really performing up to this. I needed to find a right winger for us to make my tactic work a lot better. And Kevin Hayward was a name that has popped up quite recently. As you can see, he's only had about 17 games with us and has turned in a great performance of 13 goal contributions in 17 matches. He's nothing too special, especially with that work rate. That's the other thing. He didn't make a lot of runs, but his runs are very important. He makes a lot of great decisions. I think that aggression really turns on for him in those parts. Yusuf Boy has been the engine that makes this entire thing run. Boye? But yes, as you can see, he is another one of our mental monsters. Has good enough technicals, averaging a little bit of both, or a little bit in everything, and just good enough physically to match the requirements of the league. Next, you can see he has turned in a 24 goal contribution performance in 36 matches as our box-to-box midfielder, which usually when this position is playing well, our whole team's playing well, and this is the guy that we need to get going in every match, and it will lead us to good things. So one of the reasons Jose Luis is not starting is Dan Phillips coming in, I think during the summer. No, he came in a little bit earlier, and he has given us 31 good matches, 1 goal, 3 assists with a 6.92 rating. And honestly, he is just a good, mentally not aggressive, but makes good decisions, works well within a team, positioning good, and he's good enough passer and tackling that it doesn't matter when I put him out there. He's just going to give us a good return. And that's what you need as a defensive midfielder. Irvin Juhaz is one of our unsung heroes in the team. No one is going to ever call him the greatest player in our team, but he is someone who given us 3 goals, 1 assist, but his defensive performance, I think he is second in the league in tackles a game. He is just an absolute monster that we love to have out there on the left. And I think he is a guy that we will bring into the next season. Shane Murphy is one of the only upgrades I've gotten recently, and our reputation is hampering me in a hard way because I cannot find any upgrades to make us any better. But the one I have found is a great physical jumping monster with probably the best set of technicals except Lorik Minga. But he has given us 18 games and a 7.02 in a league that is full of scorers. Some of the guys that I've seen, it's kind of crazy. And then Fraser Nuttall is a guy that has given us a good amount of games, good enough mentals in the areas that you need them, good enough physical in this league, and then technical other than the heading is great. And he has given us 2 good years. His defense I've been trying to recruit over him because he hasn't played as well as I would think a man of his talent has, but he's also leaving at the end of the contract, so we will not be able to get him back. And then our right back is John Dingwall, a Scottish international from Hearts by way of Wraith Rovers in the Scottish Championship. And he has given us a good return, 2 goals, 4 assists, and he's a guy that when Augustin was not playing well, he decided to take the opportunity and run with it and has become our starting right back, who will probably go into the next season with us. And then McLaren, Christopher McLaren, our hot rod, the guy who keeps us in every game. If he's having a bad game, we're not going to win at all. Great reflexes, I think, is what keeps him at the top. One-on-ones is good enough, handling is good enough, and his positioning, concentration, decisions need work, but he is a very good defensive option in our lineup. He has won us plenty of games, and as you saw, when he goes down, the whole team suffers. So, all right, we have pretty much given you a overview of the whole team, our history, and what is leading into this match. All right, and I don't think we're gonna make any changes. I'm giving it a once look before we start, and let's get this match underway. Yeah, let's get revenge on them, guys. We'll do extended. Ah, cool. Well, that's not good, guys. Well, I guess he just decided he didn't want to see this game. He couldn't take it. He wanted to see it from home. Oh, and we were doing so well to start off that game. That is rough. All right, guys. Just give a good show. That's all I want from you. Holy crap. All right. Everything's getting blocked. Offsides. All right, let's try to get something. Never mind. Oh, and a penalty. Oh, what is going on? All right, guys. And McLaurin trying his damnedest to keep us in this game. Let's go to tactics and try to have a think. Okay, let's try that. Let's get some pressure off us. Give the midfield a little bit of space. What are we gonna do? Phillips, Murphy, McKinnon? Nope. Okay. Oh, this was just. My team was ready. We were ready. We were a little bit too ready, apparently. Oh, 2-0. My team is just. We can't do anything. Berate him a little bit because I can't do anything about it. I'm just standing over the sidelines. Oh, well, this was a interesting start to the episode. Looks like we will be going into a playoff battle, which I thought was where we were headed anyways, but did not expect this route. They're going to end up with 20 shots before the end of half. Yep. There's 20. Okay, I think we can go down to key highlights for the second half. They've been terrible. Not much they can do though, but don't tell them that. I thought we were about to get another red card. Oh, that would have been fine. They're just doing whatever they want. Nothing my guys can do. Let's get some guys some rest. Not all, you have yourself a breather. Jorhas, I know you get tired, big boy, so you are coming out. Almost, McKinnon. Guys are still fighting at least. Well, we're one back. When does 10 man turn to OP for me? Is this it? Oh, you just want to make it more tantalizing that we even not even that close. Oh, another goal. Nope. All right, Dingwall. Oh, nope. Is this the counter? Is this what breaks our heart? Nope. Cruz with the interception. Hayward with the ball. He is on the other side. Should have taken this. Okay. Okay, Owen. Is this you showing me you want to play? Ugh. Oh, we could have won the league if we didn't get the red card. Alright. Alright, guys. I am proud of you for salvaging that draw. Didn't really mean much, but meant a lot to me, guys. Meant a lot to me. Well, and you are out. Yeah, you don't deserve good things. Looks like you are going to be starting, Donnelly. We got the first round bye, though, which is nice. Our team struggles with fitness a lot of the time. Oh, I don't remember requesting that. You get some more physios.